had a world of my own, everything would be nonsense. Nothing would be what it is, because everything would be what it isn't. And contrariwise, what it is, it wouldn't be. And what it wouldn't be, it would. You see, everything is so confusing.
It is not.
Well, it is to me.
Why?
Well, I can't remember things as I used to, and
Hello, my excited acolytes. You are joining us on a journey of the mundane, majestic, and macabre. You are now entering the rabbit hole. The breeze is cool, the leaves are changing. What's that sound? Is it the witches and ghouls banging at the door? Or is it the pesky raven in a constant loop of nevermore? No, it's your frightful friends, the host with the most ghosts. I'm your kooky crypt keeper G, and with me as always is the specter formerly known as B.
That'd be me.
You know, this is always the alliteration station when I start these little things.
We have, it's that hump. We
Oh,
get together after a week of working and all that stuff, and then we get ready for a podcast on top of college football. Life is good. I tell you what, we got some good weather here today.
Oh, dude, I'm loving it out
Finally
here.
getting some cool air. It's
And
nice.
See, I told you that's why my part was right. You know, breeze is cool,
It
leaves
is.
is changing.
It is a very nice day today in our little town.
Oh man! But you know, as the last two episodes we've done has been covering a topic that any topic that revolves around the spooky season.
Yeah.
Well, this one we're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is the history of Halloween, man.
All right, let's do it.
I know for everybody living in the U.S., it seems like this little horrifying holiday has always been around. Like, you can't really think of any old show, any old movie that there's not something about Halloween, right?
Right. By the way, Halloween is my second favorite holiday because Thanksgiving is all about food.
So
I love food.
You're a Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
person.
is my favorite holiday of the year because I know I'm eating good, and I'm going to sleep good.
See,
but Halloween is my second.
I love me some Halloween, but I'm gonna go real like Hallmark. I love Christmas. I'm a big. I put the holly in the jolly, son. I do.
Yeah. Well, I know. I know you.
I get into it.
You are
son.
into it, and hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But I like the spooky season because to me, Halloween represents more than just Halloween. It's the end of summer.
Mm-hmm.
It's the start of fall, and a lot of things are changing. Days are getting crazy shorter.
Oh, dude, they're starting to set at 4:30.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's a cool time of year for me.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy the whole ride, and the spooky stuff just makes it better.
It really does. And what's got me messed up is what you just said about like the end of the summer and like the changing and all that has a lot to do with where Halloween comes from.
Yeah.
Like, but before, you know, we unwrap our candies and get comfy with the films that give us the shivers and all that good shit.
To anybody that's watched our podcast, they know that G has done his research. So I'm gonna say let's hear this. Let's see, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how Halloween officially started or where it came from. I think of, before you even tell me the story, I think of like Day of the Dead, like Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know.
Well,
I would think that's an older tradition than ours.
I'm not gonna let you get away that easy though.
Oh, okay.
Because you know
I might be right.
You know we're gonna start this off with a little brain teaser,
Mm-hmm.
a little question for you. Get the juices flowing.
Okay.
What horror movie or horror movie franchise do you think you could survive? Now, mind you, you can't just give the lazy ass answer that all of you that listening right now thought of when you first thought of your movie. Well, I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go into the creepy house. I wouldn't do all this. No. You followed your friends into the asylum. The monster is now chasing you. You're in the movie.
Okay.
What movie or movie franchise do you believe you could survive?
Chucky.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Like 1000% through and through. I can survive Chucky. I don't understand. Well, don't get me wrong. Dolls are creepy.
Oh,
My grandmother has a like china cabinet full of dolls that has terrified me my entire life until adulthood. I'm not scared of them now, but dolls are creepy. Imitations. I think me and you had this conversation a while back.
we did have it
Like
on.
you know how animals act, like when you put out a decoy, like duck decoys or a doe decoy to bring out the buck. Um, you know, imitations of what you are makes you feel a little weird, but that is that primal instinct. I feel
That's a
like when
caveman
you
thing.
feel that way. Like I'm not saying everybody's scared of dogs, but people who are, I think it's like that that primal instinct of like, hold up, like I know it ain't real, but damn it, it looks real.
Dude, I'm almost 30 and I still haven't stepped into that part of your grandmother's living room ever. Like that little corner,
So
that little corner scared me.
yeah, I going off of that, um, I'm gonna go with Chucky. And any of the movies, any of the scenes, I could probably weasel my way right through that doll.
Like, so you feel like you can out trick him, outsmart
And
him.
I'm not gonna go as far to Annabelle because to me, there's a little bit, excuse me, there's a little bit of a difference between like Annabelle and Chucky. I think Annabelle is a little bit more paranormal.
You feel
And
like she can
Chucky's a
move
little
some
bit.
shit.
Chucky's more straightforward.
Yeah,
Like
that's a
this
doll.
serial killer's soul got into this doll's body, and he's just out to kill. And it's at the end of the day, it's just a doll. Now, do they know? Just a question between me and you, G. Do they know? Did they speculate his strength?
I don't think I've ever,
Like
to be honest with you, that he has been tossed around in every movie
he
that
has.
yeah.
Well, I mean, his weight is
Yeah.
his weight.
Yeah.
I'm just
He
curious
can't
about
do
his strength.
he picks on kids, man. He can't do much.
Okay.
So the question of it is now, because you were right, we had again, here's y'all little inside baseball for the episode. Bebop was gonna tell me the answer to his question. And he assumed that we had the same answer. We had the same exact answer. Because as
Damn.
the same exact answer.
Damn. I knew it.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now.
I mean,
Bro,
dude.
I'm not about to let no little. I'm gonna beat the shit out of that little plastic bastard. No, sir. You ain't. Oh, all that bullshit. He about to get melted. I got torches and shit in the shop. You gonna get melted. But so we don't. So I'm gonna add a little caveat to it. Caveat.
We know what you mean.
Whatever.
We know what you're saying.
Yeah, fuck it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna put you in the role of Andy.
Andy is in Toy Story?
No, the little boy's name was Andy
Sorry.
and fucking
Sorry, my bad.
yeah.
That was where my mind went.
BB talking about you got a friend in me.
I'm talking about, damn, we've been beating up on
Woody and
damn Woody and Buzz Lightyear. Damn, I didn't mean it that bad.
Nah, just that little penguin motherfucker that sounds like he got like one of them things in his throat. But no, the little boy's name in fucking Child's Play is Andy too. Kind of a weird little coincidence.
That is weird.
Right?
I didn't even think about the kids.
Toy Story come out after Child's Play, by the way, so Disney was being funny, I think.
Oh yeah.
But you're in the place of Andy. You're a kid when Chucky's after you. Do you think as a kid you would have been able to take Chucky?
I would say as a kid, I would absolutely, yes, 100% be terrified of Chucky. But I'll still take my odds. Because I still feel like no matter what, at the end of the day, it is a possessed doll. And in the Chucky films, the way they portray him, that's all he is.
Yeah, he's just a dog.
Until he has a family, and then shit gets weird.
Yeah,
That's weird.
We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk. We're not going to talk about that. But we're talking Child's Play 1, 2, and 3 is what this is where we're stopping at.
All right.
That whole him having kids and
That's weird, man.
naming the young and shit face or whatever.
That's what they called him. Oh, shit face.
Oh man. But so now that we've done all that and all that good stuff, I know when we think of Halloween, like the thoughts of sweets and pumpkins and, making a costume by putting the word slutty in front of every noun. Well, as much as we all enjoy like candy corn and the occasional underdressed nurse, that is. That's what fucking said stupid. He said, That's only really been like the last couple years of a very long life that is like Halloween. And like most things in America, Halloween is a tapestry, man. It's comprised of patchworks from all over time and locations. Every like the Halloween we know now has just been it's a real far mark from like where it really like
I would say watered down.
oh and different like okay.
With the exception of Mexico.
You're strong on like
You
the
know
Day
how
of the
awesome,
Dead.
dude. You know how awesome. Now, granted, I've never been to Mexico. I've never been to any sort of Day of the Dead, but they make that shit look like our Christmas, like America's Christmas is their Day of the Dead,
That
and I think Day of the Dead would
it
be
is
so
it's so
cool.
pretty. It's
Yeah,
very pretty.
yeah, absolutely.
I get what you mean with the lights and the colors and all that.
And like everybody's in on it.
Oh, okay. I can dig that.
Like I look up to that. Like I would like to experience that one day, but
Well, you know what? We'll definitely have to take a trip.
we'll have to.
We'll have to
We're
take
gonna
a
have to.
trip. But I know we're about to cover. Okay, before we get into the topic, this topic people has opinions on. Halloween is a touchy subject for folks, whether for religious or other reasons.
Yeah, it is.
We are not trying to tell y'all what to practice or what to believe. We are just modern day minstrels trying to entertain. A lot of this stuff today we'll be talking about is folklore. I don't know if you know what folklore means.
Educate me.
Basically, these stories were passed down that from one guy's mouth to the other, that basically this is how it happened. Like a legend, local legend, that's a folklore.
Yeah.
So a lot of that's what this stuff is. There's no concrete evidence on this is when Halloween started or
Okay.
like it is contrived of so many different things.
So, I mean, I know you haven't went into any of your research yet, but if it didn't spawn from Mexico, is it just another pagan holiday?
It actually is.
Okay.
It actually
I mean,
is.
a lot of things are. I mean, that's just facts. A
Exactly.
lot of things are.
That is a fact. But like I said, whether this holiday could be right or wrong, or it's just something to have some fun, or maybe you're right. Maybe the candy companies and Satan are trying to take your kid's soul. Maybe you're right. That could be a possibility. I don't know. I'm telling y'all something that I found entertaining and I wanted to bring out. So this is no religious. There is some talk of factual things that the Catholic Church has done that actually contributes to the Halloween traditions we have today.
Okay. Cool.
Right?
Let's hear it. I want to hear it.
All right. So now that we got all that touchy stuff out the way, everybody knows we're speaking what we found. If we're gonna start like putting a pin where the beginning or what you would like say is the start of the Halloween thing, you would be talking about the ancient Celts.
Okay.
The Celtic people were different groups of Western and Central Europeans that inhabited the area from 700 BC to 400 AD.
That's a long time.
That is. And these people were believed to be wiped out by the expanding Roman Empire of the time. Mainly, these are people, when people say Celts now, they're referring to old Wales, Ireland, and Scotland.
What about Scandinavia?
Maybe, but when modern day people talk about the Celts, they're
Man, it
referring.
might be. Fuck, Scandinavia might be in that area. I don't know.
It could.
I'm not that
No.
buffed on my geography.
Mm-mm.
I just knew the Vikings came from kind of that area.
We are going to do a Vikings episode at one point. We really have to.
Yeah, for sure.
We really have to. But when we're referring to them today, we're talking about ancient Wales, Ireland, Scotland.
Okay.
Now, these people would celebrate the end of their year and harvest on October 31st.
Okay.
Like you were talking about earlier, excuse me, folks.
So they had a calendar.
It would be the end of their year because that was when everything started dying. That was the end of harvest. That was the end of harvest was old.
Well, that's when the
Yeah.
seasons change. Like I just mentioned, I mean, weather's changing here. Days are getting shorter. So I could see where geologically or like just throw the calendar out the window. It happens this time of year, no matter what, whatever we want to call it, if you don't have a calendar or not. So that makes sense. But was it like a date? Was it like October 31st to them?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But it was called Samhain. They would have bonfires and eat and dance. The time of Samhain was also known as the time in which like the veils between the worlds would be at its thinnest, and like portals to the other side would actually open up in like caves and bogs and stuff like that. What people would inherently find as like creepy dark places. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. So when you say in between worlds, do they mean above and below or just below? And I say that because Halloween's traditionally around spooky. Was it just between, or at that time? Let me try to word my question better. Did they believe in a heaven and hell,
It was
or
more,
was it just underworld?
it was more of a you're not here but your presence kind of thing.
You're around me.
Before like religion and stuff like that,
No above, no below.
there
You're
was
just around
there
me.
was another side basically. There was a spirit realm,
Well,
but some
that's
folks would
interesting.
be
Like in that, well, I would say more Viking than anything, but like they had these different realms. Well, there
yeah,
are like 12 or 13 different realms
I believe
in
so.
that mythology, or
Yeah,
whatever you want to call it.
and one of them is actually like, and a lot of cultures had underworlds and all kinds of like spooky stuff. Especially with like pagans, especially with the Celts, you had spirits and fae, which are like the fairy, the mischievous spirits from the woods, stuff like that. They would cross over. And families would even leave out like offerings to like the departed loved ones and stuff like that, and would light candles to guide them home and like keep the evil spirits away.
Okay,
So,
cool.
you already have a spooky kind of feeling around October 31st with with Samhain and everything like that.
Yeah.
And that's early man. That's where people are trying to. Most people commonly attribute the start of like a Halloween tradition.
Okay. So that's from our records. That's as far back as it goes. That's where it started. Going off the records.
I Yeah,
Yeah.
well, not really. Like I said, most of this is folklore.
Okay.
So
So
this
there's
is
no concrete.
no. The start of
But
Halloween is, and because like I said, it's so many different things
okay.
smushed up together. Because like I would imagine, all this early pagan talk and stuff, it would make you think people. You'd understand why people feel like Halloween is evil and all that shit. But to be honest, the Catholic Church helped a lot in lighting the jack o' lantern that is like Halloween now.
Okay.
In the late Middle Ages, the Christians celebrated All Saints' Day, which was also called All Hallows' Day. And the best way I can describe this whole situation is how instead of making people convert, you would, instead of trying to take away their whole religion and practices and all that like that, you would convert what they
Yeah.
do.
Well, I've heard that term, and by no means am I very religious, but I got an idea of what they mean by that.
The early Catholic Church would find pagans, and when they would find them on the lands and stuff, they would try to convert.
Okay.
That's what would happen. And the easiest way to make people convert is not to completely take away their religions, is to, well, their practices, basically. Excuse me. And so instead of taking away their practices entirely, you would incorporate it into your religion. That's the reason we have so many like pagan undertones on Christmas, on Halloween, all these like stuff like that. It's because when the Catholic Church took over, they were incorporating all this stuff from the Europeans, like early man and stuff like that. And when that ended up happening, certain traditions were given certain dates. Like because their celebration was on the 31st, All Hallows Day for the Catholic Church is now on the 31st. I mean,
Okay.
no,
No?
I messed up. Excuse me, folks. It's on November 1st is All
Okay,
Hallows Day,
so the day after.
which would make November 31st All Hallows Eve. What they
Well,
called All Hallows Eve.
October 31st.
October 31st.
I
Excuse
got
me.
you.
I got
I got
mixed
you.
up. Thank you, Bub.
I follow you. I got you. Okay.
So they would just take over and do like common practices. It's like I said, easier to convert. So you have All Hallows Evening, All Hallows Evening, which got shortened in Scotland to All Hallows Eve, which is how we get
Halloween.
Halloween, which is October
Where do
31st.
ween come from?
I'll show you. Sorry, y'all. Let my third grader out.
$20.
So the three of these, okay, you had All Hallows Evening, All Hallows Day, and then later November 2nd became All Souls Day. These three became the Hallowtide. This time of year had many celebrations that would come into form to the fun we have today and Halloween. You would be encouraged by the church to dress up as their favorite saint, or there would be like dances and stuff like that around these times. And like one of the dances, like which it revolved like dressing, like one of the first accounts of dressing up around these times.
Okay.
Was a dance called Dance Le Macabre or something, like the Dance of Death.
Okay.
And
The dance of death.
people would dress up like different people from like different social backgrounds and stuff like that.
Now, was there like a reason for the dressing up?
There was an allegory actually handed by the church that was the reason these people would have this certain dance, and it was called the Dance of the Dead.
So they would dance and celebrate this specific celebration, and they would dress up as the dead?
It was actually believed that the dead came back and joined them in the dance.
Ah, okay.
The allegory was to teach that no matter king or peasant, everyone is the same in death.
Hmm.
So they would all party and act like each other and dress as each other. You would have high standards dressing as peasants, peasants dressing as high standard people, anybody dressing as social classes all together.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured I got that right.
That makes sense.
Oh man, and
But it really sounds like a good time.
right.
I'm not saying it was, but it sounds
it was
like a good time.
It was a lot of feasting and dancing and like dressing up. Like I said, people would be encouraged to dress as the dead, like all that kind of like the spirits of the people who had been off and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It was a big party centered around like people in purgatory. You were basically like, okay, and this one like really like I thought this was neat.
Okay.
The first like what they would account as the first thing is like trick or treating.
Yeah.
Was called souling.
I like that word better.
Souling?
Yeah.
That is kind of neat, right?
I don't even know what it means, but that's a good term. Like that sounds cool. So
So,
souling. Might be catching catfish with my hands or some shit.
children of a poor class would go door to door and ask for what was called soul cakes. And these soul cakes was like bread with spices and shit in it, was basically what it was.
So they had just kind of fixed up some bread, maybe like put a little cinnamon and sugar
Yeah,
on that bad boy.
yeah. Little maple glaze and shit. Hibachi that bitch up or something.
Okay. Okay.
But and they would even like dress as the departed, like I said, and they would receive offerings of the dead. Because as people were souling and getting these soul cakes, they were also leaving offerings. Because part of what would happen is, say, like the kids come to the door, they get a soul cake. They would say a prayer for the souls in purgatory.
Wow.
Because, like I said, all of this is around All Hallows Day and all that stuff like that. So, and they would recite poetry or dance and all that other kind of stuff. It was all fun and stuff like that. And that's kind of what I wanted to really get across about this. I wanted to show people that it could be a fun holiday, man. Have a good time with it.
Well, so far, I mean, it sounds like a good time,
It's
and
people hear paganism and stuff like that, and like I said, y'all know look. I don't give a fuck what what you do when you do it. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, I don't give a fuck. That's how I feel about everything. But people hear the word pagan and automatically assume Satan worshiper. These folks were celebrating the end of harvest. They would come around and all that.
celebrating the lives lost or whatever, maybe family members or just people that meant a lot to them.
And even like the early Christians and stuff would celebrate for souls in purgatory, like pray for them, all that other good stuff. Dress up. They would receive the offerings for the spirits. And like, you tell me what I'm talking about when I say this. It was believed that during these soulings, people would carry around a hollowed out turnip with a candle in it to see and ward off evil spirits.
Damn. I love me some turnips.
That ain't got shit to do with that.
I love some turnips.
You love some
Yeah,
turnips.
they're wasting the turnip for a candle in that line.
Yeah, they did, man. But you know what?
So, what was it about the turnip that warded off evil spirits? I might keep that thing on me.
I don't know, Bubba.
Oh, okay.
They didn't tell me all that.
They know something we don't.
They do know something with that may.
I might need to get some turnips.
And we switched to pumpkins and made them jack-o'-lanterns.
I see what you mean.
You just thought they was doing some kind of ritual.
Got my security turnips out in the yard. You know what I mean?
Oh god, y'all hear it first, folks. Halloween, keep that turnip on you.
Keep it.
Oh,
ain't nothing but a good time.
But you talking about jack-o'-lanterns, man? I was going.
I'm following you now.
Yeah. So I really wanted to tell you one of these folklore stories, and this is the reason we have jack-o'-lanterns and stuff like that.
Well, that makes sense. If that's how it started, and it evolved. Now, besides the fact that they're orange and they're big and they're pretty good canvases to carve and make faces on, what made the pumpkin over the turnip? Like, I mean, without what I just stated, like, why did it gravitate towards the pumpkin? Like, why aren't we still putting out turnips?
You know what? I didn't see anything why it switched. I really don't. I don't know if it was just easier to grow pumpkins.
Okay.
Or maybe people like you decided not to waste turnips anymore.
I don't know, man. I'd rather eat that thing. You know what I mean?
Like, y'all
turnips is good, man.
Like, put your candle down, boy. That's my turnip.
Don't be cutting up that one. That's my good one.
You a peasant beating kids' ass for wasting turnips.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god. So, like I said, a lot of this was like folklore stuff, and I actually found a story about the jack o' lantern that I think you would fucking love.
Okay.
Would you like to know a good old wives' tale about why we have jack o' lanterns?
I would love to hear it.
So, you had this fella named Stingy Jack.
Quit.
I shit you not, named Stingy Jack.
All right.
This some bitch was a drunkard, a thief. He just all around asshole, kind of just nobody wanted him around. He just wandered the countryside.
Raising
Oh yeah, being a right old dick. So this guy's so bad that the devil catches wind of it.
the
Yeah.
devil himself.
The guy who went to Georgia and
Stingy
played.
Jack.
Oh yeah, he went and found Stingy Jack on the side of the road walking, and he said, "All right, your ass got to go to where the AC don't work. Like it's time to roll. You too bad to be up here."
Damn.
Yeah. And Jack decided he was gonna press his damn luck. He was like, you know what? I'll go with you. Let's go have us a drink before we hit the long road. And I don't get why in all these old stories that like the devil just agrees to everybody's like last request and end up getting fucked over every fucking time. I don't know if you heard you read any old German stories about the devil, but he's getting tricked constantly.
Ah. So be playing his ass.
Oh, so,
Sounds like a nice guy.
okay. I'm gonna tell your mama you said that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm just going off of the precept I am given.
He
He sounds like a generous fellow.
sounds kind of gullible.
Maybe a fart smeller.
But he takes him and Jack.
Can't give Stingy Jack an inch.
That some bitch walked a mile on
Yeah,
him. Watch
he
what I
did.
tell you. So, Stingy Jack, they go drinking and having a good time, and to pay the bartender, Jack said, "Man, I ain't got no money."
God damn it, Jack.
He said, "Son, I ain't got no money. Hey, why don't you turn into a silver coin, and I'll pay the bartender?" And I guess the devil was like, "Hell, I ain't got to spend no money because as soon as he gives it to the bartender,
Nice
I'll pop the fuck out and run out, and then this bitch, Imagine old timey fucking bartender putting
Stingy
a coin.
Jack runs out the door.
But as soon as the devil turns into the fucking coin, Stingy Jack pops it in his pocket, and for some reason, so listen to
Dude,
him.
he's steady catching L's.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Tell me another one.
Yeah, here's the L. So he's in this pocket, and he tells Jack's like, "Look, I'll let your ass loose. Give me a year. Leave me alone for a year." Dad was like, "Well, shit, I can't do nothing, so might as well." He gives Jack that year, and it goes by. Devil comes back to collect. He's like, "All right, Bubba, we're taking this highway to hell. It's time to roll." He's like, "Look, before we go,
Hang on.
hang on,
I need to charge my phone.
before we go, you about to take me down to hell, man. It's about to be hot. Can I have an apple? I just want an apple. I ain't asking for much. Can I have an apple?" It was like, "Well, son of a bitch."
Nice guy.
Why would you keep saying this?
Did he give him the apple?
Devil shoots up a tree to go get this apple.
The devil went up the tree to get the apple?
To go get the apple.
And you telling me he ain't
And Jack, for some reason, got a bunch of crucifixes on him again.
Jack's the asshole.
Jack's the asshole. And he surrounds the tree with crucifixes. And, devil rule means
He trapped.
he's trapped.
You see him like hanging on a branch, waving his arm. Oh man, who him annoy? Who him annoy?
Bring your ass close enough, I'll beat you to shit. But again, Jack said, "Look, son, I'll let you loose." And
Under one condition.
under one condition.
No more turnips.
Yeah. No more turnips. No.
That's why he was stingy. Full circle.
Full circle. No.
Sorry, G.
You don't never let me in hell. I don't never got to go to hell.
Okay.
Devil said, well, I can't do shit. So to get out that apple tree, he said, all right, bet. Well, Jack goes on living about his life, being stingy Jack.
Being stingy Jack.
Oh, a whole dick. Like just an
Whole
asshole.
asshole.
And what gets rode hard and set out wet ends up crumbling. So stingy Jack ends up dying.
Hmm.
And the good Lord's like, hey, son, no,
Oh, mortality kicked in.
Oh, mortality kicked in. He ended up dying. And he couldn't get into heaven, Stingy Jack's name ain't on no book to get into heaven.
There ain't no stingy Jack on the list.
No, to get in no heaven. So
Somebody down below talking about stingy Jack.
so he goes.
Stingy Jack.
He's like, well, man, I don't want to wander the ether forever. Let me go down to hell, see if the devil will take me. That was like, son, I made a deal. I can't let you
You
in.
left me up in that damn apple tree.
He's like, I can't let you in, Bubba.
Nah, bro.
But what he does for him is scoops up an ember from some hell
Nearby. Some nearby. Orifice.
Yeah, orifice. The ember of
Pocket. He got a pocket ember.
A pocket ember. Okay. And he puts it in either a turnip or a pumpkin, depending on who's telling the story.
Pumpkin.
The pumpkin. And this is the story on how we have jack-o'-lanterns. The stingy Jack is now walking this earth, can't die, can't go to heaven or hell, just walking around with this pumpkin with a flame in it from hell.
Now, is that related to the pumpkin head thing? Or is that a whole different story? Like, is that the backstory for, like, the pumpkin head guy that's on the horse?
So, I'm going to tell you, it is about what people see like these flames and lights in the bog in Ireland and Scotland and all that stuff. That's what they thought. It was that hellfire. Or like, you ever heard of Will-o'-the-Wisp?
Yeah.
That's what people thought it was, but it's actually
Will-o'-wisp?
I think it's Will-o'-the-Wisp.
Okay.
I'm not.
I've heard of Will-o'-wisp.
But these are like some spirits and like ghost flames and stuff like that people would see in the bog. But it's actually like actual gases and stuff like that.
Right.
But that's where the story of like one of the stories of the jack-o'-lantern comes from.
Okay.
So I gave y'all some lore. We got to have some fun facts in here, man.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
I've
been tickled to death with these so far.
Oh, this is my favorite one. I'm not going to give you and go down the whole list of them, but I found some certain dates in history, and I looked at what was the most popular Halloween costume for kids at the time.
Okay.
1971.
Can I guess?
Yes.
1971. 71. Chevrolet Chevelle.
Willy Wonka.
Oh, okay.
Willy Wonka. 1977. Think hard. What happened in 1977? Major pop culture. Come on now.
I'm saying this like I should know it. Batman.
Princess Leia from Star Wars.
Oh my God. How did I not think of that?
All right, here's another pop culture. 1984.
Prince. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You said 80. That was the first thing that came to my mind was Prince. 84? Batman.
Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters.
Okay, no, that's cool. I can see that.
1989.
Dude, Batman's got to be one of these.
You're right. It is Batman.
Is it for
1989 from the Tim Burton film.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna jump.
Does Batman return?
Batman does not return on the list.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna.
We got 3
scratch that off.
more.
All right.
We're jumping 10 years ahead from 1989 to 1998.
98. 98. Jeff Gordon.
The dude from The Big Lebowski.
Really?
Yes.
I would have never guessed that.
I loved that movie.
No, I mean, I just would have
love
never guessed
that
that was. I just for some reason I can't see that, but okay.
These last 2 are for you.
Hmm.
I picked these 2 dates just for you.
Mm.
2003.
A 3.
Mm-hmm.
3. Iron Man.
Nope.
I don't even know why I said Iron Man. Spider Man.
Yep. Spider-Man was 2003.
Okay.
2006. That's the last one.
06. Ooh. 06 was a good year. It was.
No one's ever fucking said that.
For me, it was. You know, I was 9 years old.
I pissed the bed a little bit.
Just a little bit. Good year for me, man. Nothing but progress and but gains. 06.
Come on.
Just for me?
One of your favorite movies.
Ooh. 06. Clone Trooper. No? Fuck. The prequels came out in 08. Come on, man. I already said Spider-Man. Dude, you're killing me.
No. Give you one more good shot. Come on, you got it.
Okay. Thank Brandon. Thank. Jordy picked it for me.
We have talked about it on the podcast before.
Really?
Yes. It was a rabbit hole we dived down.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Name of the episode.
No way. Dude, I'm drawing a blank. It wasn't like Jack Sparrow, was it?
Nah.
Like a pirate? No. Damn.
It is V from Vendetta.
Oh, what?
Yes.
That was the outfit for 06?
06.
Hey, everybody needs to wear that shit this year.
I told you the last 2 were just for you, man.
Dude, I love V for Vendetta.
Look, I know most folks our age grew up with like Halloween Town. You remember Halloween
Oh, yeah.
Town?
Oh, yeah. I definitely remember Halloween Town.
But I don't know if you know, but it's like a real place.
Yeah. Have you seen Conway, South Carolina?
Did
They named it Halloween for this time of year.
it?
Yeah.
Well, this place is called St. Helens, Oregon. It was the backdrop for the actual Disney movie. And like every October, they do a month-long celebration for like everything spooky and have the big pumpkin out there. Another trip, definitely. We'll get drunk in Halloween Town. You know how fun that would be?
Dude, yeah. I'll never forget Halloween Town 1. And looking back at it like years later, which I did, I rewatched the movie. I don't know how long ago. It ain't been no time recent. But seeing the bad guy in the theater and how awful that camera work was and how awful that like I remember as a kid that shit was scary, man. He was up there with all that, like he looked all scary and all that stuff. And then looking back at him, like, what the hell?
Oh, the guy who come out of the movie screen.
Yeah, at the very end, he was on like they were in like a theater and he was on the stage.
Yeah,
that
was the grandma's friend when she became evil. That scared the hell out of me.
My favorite character is the taxi driver, the skeleton.
Oh, whole time. You were exactly.
Dude is a real one. Not quite like the devil.
I don't know. We're gonna have to talk about this.
And a reminder for this episode: eat your turnips, people.
Eat your turnips.
Things is good for you.
Oh God, enjoy your turnips.
And I'm not no pro devil person. I'm just saying he sounds like a nice guy.
No, but you said
I ain't making no dealings with him.
So he's a nice guy, but you ain't gonna deal with him.
Sounds like a dumbass to me. Sounds gullible.
So you think you could pull one
Like
over?
he'd be in the middle of some intense shit, and I'd be like, "Hold up, wait," and he'd be like, "What?" You know what I mean? Like he wouldn't just keep doing what he's doing. He'd just be like, "What?"
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
B thinks he can Bugs Bunny the devil.
Problem.
Probably. All right. This next fun fact I pulled out just for you as well. I'm really catering to you on this
You
one.
are. What's up?
The candy corn we
I love
both
candy
love.
I love candy corn. And by the way, I'll put this on air. The only brand to buy is Brock's. BRACH. That one, that's the good candy corn.
Now, when it was
I'm not sponsored.
not sponsored, not sponsored. When it was first produced in the late 1800s, it was called chicken feed.
No shit. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they fed chickens corn.
Exactly. It was called chicken feed. It actually had like a rooster as a logo,
Okay.
and the tagline said something worth crowing over.
And what year?
Just like late 1800s, I think like
Damn.
1880.
Well, that was when candy. I would say late 1800s is when like candy actually like started up, like lollipops and chocolate bars and all that shit. Now, I mean, chocolate's been around forever, but that kind of stuff, I could see that.
So, got another little trivia game for you.
Okay.
I got a good question for you.
All right, let's hear it.
Comes with our last little fun fact. How much did Americans spend in 2021 on Halloween?
The whole America,
Yep.
and just now, what do you mean by Halloween? Now, is it
And just in the
costumes and
yep,
candy,
in the holiday and
the whole thing, decorations, like everything included?
Yep.
How do they determine that? Anyways,
Statistics.
Statistics.
People smarter than you did math. How about that?
I'm gonna say.
Fuck you.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say. Now this is for the month of Halloween,
Yeah.
like just from October 1st to October 31st.
Yes. Yes.
We're talking lots of dollars,
A lot
my
of
friend. All in all, I would say 12 billion.
$10.14 billion.
Damn!
Yeah.
I was close. Well, that was a billion.
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna,
Everybody was doing it.
I was thinking billions.
Oh yeah. Look, now we're coming to an end of our little like holiday special and all that. But I do want to take another second to remind folks to be careful. Yes, this is a time of year for everybody to like have a scary good time and all that other
Check your
shit.
jelly beans.
Check your fucking jelly beans, son, and fuck raisins.
Watch for razor blades.
And you know,
Check your candied apples.
watch your youngins.
Watch your damn youngins, as you're supposed to do anyway.
I mean, I ain't trying to say this is a harsh. Just watch them because people could be assholes this time of year.
There are stingy jacks everywhere.
Watch out for a stingy jack in your life, folks. This Halloween,
And eat your turnips.
eat your fucking turnips.
Okay.
And all in all, I want y'all to have a good and safe fucking time, man. That's what the rabbit hole is all about, and that's what Halloween's supposed to be all about. But before we go, you know I'm gonna leave y'all with something to chew on. You know, I gotta leave a little candy in your mouth.
Ooh.
A little treat.
Ooh.
You don't need no mask. You come on get it, baby. Question.
Yeah.
To leave you on.
Oh shit.
And I want to know.
Do I need to answer it or not?
If you can.
All right.
If you can, we can talk about it.
All right. Hit me with it.
What would life have been like what would life be like if you had to spend 6 months as the last thing you were for Halloween? That's any kind of parties you went dressed up.
Do you know the last thing I was for Halloween?
What's that?
I was a stormtrooper.
You was a stormtrooper?
Yes, not a clone trooper, a stormtrooper. Which means my life would be living hell. Can't aim for shit. I ain't hitting nothing.
Oh, I went as a murder
Probably get
victim to a
teabagged
party.
on by fucking Chewbacca or some shit.
I've just been dead for 6 months. I was a murder victim.
You decomposed him, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, you stink.
But for real, folks, think about that. That's a little funny thing right before you go to bed. What would life be like if you had to spend the next 6 months as the last thing you went for Halloween? That's any parties you went to, that's trick or treating with your kids, anything like that. All you girls that went half dressed is gonna have to spend the next 6 months working and all that shit in that bunny outfit. And like anybody who went as a zombie, you're fucked.
Yeah, you are.
But what you think? You want to leave the folks with a little Halloween treat before we leave? B, you got anything to say to the folks?
For Halloween?
Yeah.
Let's see. Halloween is an interesting time of year because it is the dinner bell for a plethora of other holidays. Because to me, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate, um, as I get older, it seems like these years go by so fast. And Halloween is like that check. It's like that check. Okay, next thing you know, you blink, and it's Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Next thing you know, you blink, and it's Christmas. Immediately followed up with New Year's, and then you have like a breathing space. So, if I have anything to say to anybody that could listen to this episode and have made it this far into this episode, is take a breath, take a step back, appreciate what's around you right now, even if you're in a place that you're not happy with. Understand that it is part of your life, it's part of your journey, and don't take it for granted and don't let it slip away. Take any chance you can to make it something to remember, and including the people around you, because they're not here forever either.
That was real deep at the end there, Bubba.
That was deep. Look, life is short.
Oh, I love it.
You don't have to be a stingy jack.
No, don't be a stingy jack.
You don't have to be a
If
stingy
you don't take nothing else away from this episode, folks, don't be a stingy
You
jack.
don't have to be a stingy jack.
You
Just appreciate the process. Let me put it that way.
I like that. Appreciate the process. But we thank you guys for like listening to this Halloween episode, and we hope everybody has a good and safe time. We have any comments y'all want to follow, everything like that, you know how to hit us up, comments and emails at trh.comedy95@gmail.com. And I'm G.
And I am B.
Y'all be good now.